what I'm doing with this, I'm sure you're following with me, is that here's a man that came through a lot of adversity. And my sisters and I could have been, justifiably so, very strong, very ignorant racists. The things that happened to my dad and mom taught us to take an individual as an individual. You know, if a white person does something to you, that white person did something to you. Not all white people. That black person did something to you. Yeah, that black person did, but not all black people. So that's what we got to do. You got to make sure you focus. What happens to you, don't generalize. Now, I came along in my father's life and I started singing with him on stage when I was 4 years old. I figured I'd loaf for the first 3 years. You know, you gotta make a decision for the rest of your life. You just don't jump into it. You know, you need a few years to decide what you want to do. I figured it'd beat working, so I started singing with my dad at 4. And I was 9 years old, and we were singing in Philadelphia. And my father had put music to a poem by the poet Langston Hughes, black poet Langston Hughes. They were friends, they knew each other, and my father had put, again, music to one of his poems. And when I came along, I extracted that from his repertoire and put it into mine. Meaning when I was ever there with him performing, I would do the song and not him. So I'm doing this song, 1949, I'm 9 years old. And the man who reviewed the shows that came to town, I can't remember who it was, but the next day, the reviewer called me a communist for singing this poem of Langston Hughes. And they talk about us, you know what I'm saying? So let me show you what I sang in 1949 that causes this uproar. The song says, that's why I'm marching, yes, I'm marching down Freedom Road. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, ain't nobody gonna keep me from marching down Freedom Road. Hand me my gun, let the bugle blow loud. I'm on my way with my head up proud. One objective I've got in view is to keep a hold of freedom for me and you. That's why I'm marching, yes, I'm marching down Freedom Road. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, ain't nobody gonna keep me from marching down Freedom Road. It ought to be plain as the nose on your face. There's room in this land for every race. Some folk think that freedom just ain't right. Those are the very people I want to fight. That's why I'm marching, yes, I'm marching down Freedom Road. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, ain't nobody gonna keep me from marching down Freedom Road. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's make this land safe for one and all. I've got a message, you know it's right. Black and white together, unite and fight. That's why I'm marching, yes, I'm marching down Freedom Road. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, ain't nobody gonna keep me from marching down Freedom Road. So, my father's legacy, my sisters, myself, our children, our grandchildren now, is to make sure we understand that we have to keep this going, to understand that we're all capable of being ignorant. I don't care what color you are, I don't care where you live, we all have a chance to be ignorant. but not to count anybody out. Don't count anybody out, because you never know how something can turn in someone's life and make them see that which most of their lives they could not see. So we can't give them up. And when I started as a performer on my own in 1961, a few songs came through me. And it's really important to emphasize the goodness in us, since the papers and all show us how much of a difference we can have. I like to show how much we are alike. Think about it. The song says this. Think about me. Think about you. Think about all the joyful things we can do. Think about peace. Think about hope. Think about the folks around this world who just can't cope. What we need is peace and understanding and time to let it grow. For us to stand equally together, not just one to rule the show. So don't let your ego keep your guard up and shadow what it be. For we've got to keep it real for us to grow. So what think about joy? I said think about love. Think about the world that I'm desperately wishing of. Take a look at me. Come on and grab my hand. Let's show the world just how tall we can stand. Then we all can walk the streets together the way it was meant to be. Always be aware of the ones around you and to help with what they need. Do all these things that I just mentioned and do it with a smile. For we've got to keep a smile for us to grow. So if you think about me, I'm gonna think about you. Think about all the joyful things we can do. I said think about me. Gonna think about you. Think about all the joyful things we can do, y'all. One more time. So it was instilled in me early, and my sisters, to sing about those positive things when we can. And I know when I'm on my own, I go into schools, and I'll sing to the single-digit crowd and the early double-digit crowd. They're a lot of fun. And well, from 5th grade up, I do music, go into schools and do music. For that age group of songs of peace and hope and freedom. And I really don't think 5th grade and up, they hear songs on the radio that talk about peace and hope and freedom. I just don't think so. And I get a chance to talk with them also. So I'll do songs from the Underground Railroad, songs my father wrote, songs I wrote, other people wrote. And then I'll say, but now I want to do a song from my era, the 60s. And I say, this next song, if your teacher was around, I promise you, when I start singing this song, they will start singing, whether they expect to or not. It's one of those tunes. Do you believe that there's power in music?
Yes.
Do you? I always like to ask this. If you don't think there's power in music, have you ever found yourself singing along with a song you don't like? Has that ever happened to you? Is that not power? So what is so cute when I want to announce this is that it's normally in the gym, these concerts. So it's very loud, very big. They have all the kids this way. And And then they always have the teachers, like you guys right here, lined on either side of the kids. So when I say I'm going to do this song and that there's teachers going to sing along, once I say that, no one is looking at me. They're all looking to the side to see if their teachers, in fact, are going to sing with me. Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to be with you. Know it's singing with me, goes like this. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going down. Has anybody ever heard this before? Then sing it with me next time. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look like you can sing louder. It's okay. What a few days for the heat. 1,000 people in the street. They're singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say, hooray for our side. Here it comes again. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Sing your song, sing your song, sing your song. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. You know it starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man will come and take you away. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look, but say it again, say stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look, what say it again, say stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going down. Well, all right. So, where I stand as a performer, I'm an eclectic performer. You simply hear songs from Cole Porter to Bob Dylan, but I tend to emphasize songs that talk about how we are alike, how we have a common denominator. It's called humanity. That's what we are before anything else. We're human, to be treated as such. So I'm always looking for songs. And there's a friend of mine named David Roth, no, not David Lee Roth. and my father never heard this song, but he certainly would have loved this song and probably would have learned it. I have to share it because it's just, you know, when you have something good, you need to share it. And it's relatively new. I think I'll remember all the words. You've got to hear it, especially my sisters and nephew and nieces who are watching. They haven't heard this song. I want to show you the cleverness of this man, David Roth. He wrote a song about Rosa Parks. Wonderful. But what he did was he incorporated a factual account that kind of goes along with the Rosa Parks song he was writing. And it's one thing to write a song, but then it's another thing to take a factual account and include it and make it into the song too. This man is a very gifted man, David Roth. You're gonna love it. You're gonna thank me. You're thanking me right now. You don't know. The song is called Rosa Parks and the KKK. Is that not intriguing? Right away you want to know, where's that going? Rosa Parks from Tuskegee made her mark in history. A bus ride in Montgomery began the turning of the tide. She wouldn't give her seat up to a white man in the front, you see. She had enough and took a stand while sitting on the bus that day. While sitting on the bus that day, she must have bugged the KKK. You'd have to sit in back, they'd say, but Rosalie would not be swayed. She sat her ground, there she stayed, till the sheriff came and said, I'll take you to your jail bed. Who do you think you are? Well, I'm Rosa Parks, that's who I am. I won't give my seat up to that man. Well, I've worked all day, and I'm tired, and I'm Rosa Parks. That's who I am. Well, that was back in '55, of course. Rosa Parks is very much alive. But so are those in ignorance who still keep others in their place. Well, that's a risky PR plan, the image makers told the Klan. You'd have to clean your act up and start moving with the times. So very quietly one day, an application with 3 Ks was filed with Missouri's Department of Transportation. The Kluxes joined a civic plan, adopt a highway program. They get their names upon a sign proclaiming their damnation. But modern folks in Missouri, especially at the DOT, they did not get their application, so the K-Board had to make a plan. They lawyered up with a snort. They won a judgment in the court that says the state could not discriminate against the Klan. So there it stands, that awful sign, with one cursed mile on the highway line. But the people of Missouri, they drew their line and had their say. Now the joke is on the KKK. They're cleaning up the newly christened Rosa Parks Freeway. I'm Rosa Parks, that's who I am. I won't give my seat up to that man now. The time has come to take a stand. I'm Rosa Parks. I'm Rosa Parks. That's who I am. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. I used to sing this song for years. Then I found out that it comes from a play starring Mary Martin, 1958, Broadway. No? No? What else? Other hint can I give you? Mitzi Gaynor was in it?
Sounds of Music? South Pacific? South Pacific?
I was going to sing, want to watch that man? Which I can't relate to at all, but anyway.
Stay out of my beard.
That's it. But I found out that back then, that those men were pressured not to do this, not to have this song in the show. And they said, well, this is what the show is all about, the song. You take the song out. play just isn't there. The song they wanted not to be sung was, you've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You have got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made, of people whose skin is a different shade. You have got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You have got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It has got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You have got to be carefully taught. It's amazing. People tend to fear things they don't know or don't want to get involved in. We're getting close to, well, another few minutes here, guys. Let me share another tune with you that came through me. Again, I thought when I was growing up young, I loved Nat King Cole. You know, I thought I'd be a ballad singer like him and do all these love songs. But I think we have enough people out there singing love songs. We need people singing songs that bring us together. So, I'm one of many, but I live there very well. I take the song came through me in 1973, and I can throw it out now as a challenge to people. The song's called Say a Prayer for a Stranger. Now, saying a prayer for someone that you like is no stretch. That's no stretch. But if you say a prayer for someone you don't like, first of all, if you don't like them, you know they need prayer. So, one of the best things to do is, because anyone who walks this earth, you can give them some unadulterated love time. Try 10 seconds. It may be hard to be sincere over that at first. So one day, just get in 10 seconds. 10 seconds of unadulterated love. The next day, increase it by 10. The next day, increase it by 10. And by the end of the week, you got, a minute, 10 seconds of pure unadulterated love to someone you probably would rather see drop off the face of the earth. But it helps you and helps them also, because especially if it's someone you don't like, the more you hate them and you think about them, it binds you to them. You pray, say a prayer, you release them and yourself. That's how I see it. This song's called Say a Prayer for a Stranger. It goes like this. Do it again, right? It's not what you do, but more why you do it. It's not what you say, but more what you mean. It's not what you feel, but more how you show it. And to give for a friend, is all very well. To help all your friends is the dream of so many. To share in their joy is what you conceive. But when I feel the joy of God in my soul is when I say a prayer for a stranger. It's not who you help, but more why you help them. It's not who you help, nor if you pick the time. Just keep in mind we all are just brothers, and the man on the street can be a friend. For the world can get smaller every day, and it will if you keep this in mind. Don't look at your brother in anger. Just say a prayer for a stranger. Have you ever done for the sake of just doing, to know in your heart you've done your fair share? To do your deeds with the strength and conviction that only you will know just what you've done. For the world can get smaller every day, and it will if you keep this in mind. Don't look at your sister in anger. Just say a prayer for a stranger. For the world can get smaller every day, and it will if you keep this in mind. Don't look at your brother in anger. Just say a prayer for a stranger. Thank you. So you heard my story. You heard my dad's story. We all have them. And I'd be just as curious to hear what other stories you guys are going to do. Everyone's important. Everyone has a story. I'm proud to be part of this fest. Again, like I said earlier, before you learn, you're going to learn one way or the other from your experiences, by those that you live with or the environment. From memory, I heard my father sing this song. I saw my father live this song. So from early on, I knew the only difference is on the outside. I just happen to have more melanin than most of you guys, that's all. Remove that, we're the same. Ain't no difference. I'm a little shorter than some of you, but you know, other than that, we're all the same. So I'll leave you with this tune my father used to do. He didn't write it, but he used to do it. May the rest of the weekend go good for you. And tell your story. I went down to that St. James Infirmary, and I saw some plasma there. I upped and asked the doctor man, now was the donor dark or fair? The doctor laughed, a great big laugh, and he puffed it right in my face. He said, a molecule is a molecule, son, and the damn thing has no race. And there that was news. Yes, that was news. That was very, very, very special news. 'Cause ever since that day we've had those free and equal blues. You mean you heard that Dr. Claire, that the plasma in that test tube could be a white man, black man, yellow man, red? That's just what that doctor said. Then he put down his doctor book and gave me a very scientific look, and he spoke out plain and clear and rational. He said, metabolism is international. And that was news. Yes, that was news. That was very, very, very special news. 'Cause ever since that day we've had those free and equal blues. Then he rigged his microscope up with some royal blue blood. It was the same as Chungking, Queevishep, Chattanooga, Timbuktu blood. Those men who think they're noble and don't know that corpuscles are global, initiating racial supremacy, and flying in the face of old man chemistry, and taking all the facts and trying to twist them. But you can't overthrow the circulatory system. And that was news. Yes, that was news. That was very, very, very special news. 'Cause ever since that day we've had those free and equal blues. So I stayed at that St. James Infirmary. I couldn't leave that place, it was too interesting. So I says to the doc, give me some more of that scientific talk, and he did. He said, melt yourself down into a crucible and pour yourself out to a test tube, and what have you got? 3,500 cubic feet of gas. That's the same for the upper and lower class. Well, I had to let that pass. Carbon, 22 pounds, 10 ounces. Iron, 57 grains. Not enough to keep a man in chains. 50 ounces of phosphorus, whether you're poor or prosperous. Hey, buddy, can you spare a match? Sugar, 60 ordinary lumps, free and equal rations for all nations. Then you take 22 teaspoons of sodium chloride, that's salt. You have 38 quarts of H2O, that's water. You mix 2 ounces of lime, a pinch per quart of potash, a drop of magnesia and a bit of sulfur, and a soup of hydrochloric acid, and you stir it all up, and what are you? A walking drugstore. An international metabolistic cartel. And that was news, yes, that was news. So listen, you African and Indian and Mexican, Mongolian, Tyrolean and Tartar. The doctor's right behind Atlantic Charter. The doc's behind the new Brotherhood of Man, as prescribed at Gettysburg, Iwo Jima, at Bull Run, and at Guadalcanal. Every man, everywhere is the same when he's got his skin off. And that was news, yes, that was news. That's the free and equal Thank you, God. Thank you, Pastor. Appreciate it. Enjoy it. Well, you guys, I guess you're going to have an experience you didn't expect to have. And to do it properly, we're going to do it the way I normally do it. I want to teach you the Rainbow Song. You don't know it? Very simple words I want to teach it to you, and they're going to help me, you see. But before we have any kind of a rainbow, we would have had some heavy precipitation. And I want to show you how we can make the sound of rain before I teach you the song. And if you don't mind, would you please stand up? What's your name?
Carla.
All right, Carla. Everyone from Carla, here. You're group 1. Stay there, Carla. Would you please stand up? What's your name? Between Ashley and Carla, group 2. This side of Ashley, group 3, even though standing in the doorway. You two may sit down now, please. Thank you. For us to make sure we know who we are, group 1, please raise your hands only. Group 1. Trust me. Group 2. Group 3. Group 3's a little heavy, but that's okay. One has to be careful of one's. I meant far out heavy. Far out. All right, let me show you collectively together before I divide you up the 5 things we do to make the sound of rain. So everybody first together. Please put your fingers like this. You're going to love this experience. You're going to take this home. The first sound. Rub your fingers together. That's the beginning of the rain sound. Second thing is, third thing. One hand. 2 hands. You can do that too, if you want. That's optional, but you gotta be cool about it. It's the attitude. Okay. Now this time I'll start with group 1, then group 2, then group 3. It's a round robin. Just follow me. Then I'll teach you the words. It's very easy to learn. All right, group 1 only. Group 1 only. Ready? Set. Go. Group 2, join them. Group 3, join them. 2 and 3, keep doing this. 1. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3, keep doing it. 1, you're going to start all over again. 2 and 3, keep doing it. 1. Keep going. Well, that feels good. Subside just a little. A little softer. Hold it right there. Keep doing it just right there. Well, I can sleep now, boy. All right, take your time. Stop and learn this. It says, red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Why don't you try with me this time? Try the colors. Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Listen with your eyes. It goes like this. Listen with your eyes, say that with us. Listen with your eyes, hear everything you see. Hear everything you see. Sing that again. Listen with your eyes again. Listen with your eyes and sing a rainbow with me. A rainbow with me. Now the colors again. Red and yellow and pink and green. Purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Now that you know it, back with the bridge, listen with your eyes, try it. Listen with your eyes, sing it again. Listen with your eyes, hear everything you see. Hear everything you see. Come say that again. Listen with your eyes again. Listen with your eyes and sing a rainbow with me. A rainbow with me. Now the colors last time. Red and yellow and pink and green. Purple and orange and blue. We're slowing up now. I can sing a rainbow. Sing a rainbow. Sing a rainbow. I heard the harmony, thank you. Gotta hear a little bit of rain, 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 a little bit of rain. As you leave, I gotta sing this. Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and that room was filled with women and men, and the paper they were signing said we'd never fight again. And when the paper was all signed and a million copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, while swords and guns and uniforms they scattered on the ground. Last night I had
Andrew